What's up guys, it's Get Ready to Battle, and welcome to part 2 of me trying to explain everything in the Rift area by area. By now, I'm assuming you've completed almost everything you could in the previous section, except the 2 that were required to go into this section for. And you have 12 minutes and 55 total time. 35, sorry. There is an optional thing that you can do in this section beforehand. This section's goals mainly consist of not actually being on this island, but actually trying to reach the house in the water. The only problem is if you try to enter the water, then you will see a Lagoon leech spawn as you try to be in the water. This will start swimming to you, and he's effectively immortal until he hops out, and then you can kill him. It'll take about 4 hits to kill him, because you do about 20. Fortunately, if you go back in, even more spawn, so be prepared. As an addition to this area, all the mushrooms on the ground sprout up into large mushrooms. As by large, I mean this large, which is very large. These will go whenever you get close, and they will return back very quickly after you leave. Be careful, because you will actually need these, because the main mob here is these hedgehogs, as you see me be attacked in the intro. If you get close, they start charging up. They start tired, but this. You want to hide behind a large mushroom, because they will fire a lot of arrows at you. And every time they hit you, you lose 9 seconds, which is a lot. They don't have any sort of timer, but you do have to be worried about being hit constantly. Every time you kill one, you get 3 hedgehog spines. In total, you will need 54 hedgehog spines. You will need 10 to upgrade your helmet. 10 to upgrade your previous helmet, which is wild helmet on a helmet, into the not dead hedgehog mask, which I think I can show. Here we go. You'll need to use 10 here to upgrade this helmet into this helmet, giving you 5 intelligence and 15 rift time. 15 additional seconds to exist is very useful. On top of that, you will need 24 for a thing that comes later, that needs more resources. 12 that needs more resources, and 8 that needs more resources. So in total, you will need 54. Since you kill 3 each, that is about 18 total to make sure you get them all. Outside of getting specifically the hedgehog spines, you don't need to kill the hedgehogs, but they do give you 150 motes for each one you kill. So you can use them as a way to farm motes. For the tasks, there's only talk to Reed, get the eye, defeat Leech Supreme, slay the hedgehogs and upgrade your helmet, and find Monsoon's third. 4 of the 5 of these actually require you to reach the house that's in the middle of the water. On top of that, the Enigma Souls are mainly on land, but we are still going to do Enigma Souls last. So we're going to talk about how to actually access the river on the water. Fortunately, we can't really swim close because there is water that will push you away while you are close. I'll try to show when I get close over there. But what you can do is, you see these lily pads, which I don't think I actually showed when I got them? If you kill a Lagoon leech, you will get lily pads. Now, also you get eaten alive here in the water. Now these despawn if they get back into the water, you should just try to kill them. Once you do, you get a bunch of lily pads. These will let you be able to walk on the water. If you walk on the water for long enough, you will be able to reach the house. You will need about a stack, but I got this far with 15. But if you try to just swim the rest of the way, okay, it's not showing right now, but we're going to see in a second. Okay, yeah, there we go. A strong current pushes you away. And also, if you're near the lagoon, then they take 2.5 seconds from you using Devour, which is just going to happen, and there's even more spawning. So this is very dangerous. Be prepared, because this will be bad for you. Because it's bad for me right now, and I should be able to handle it. A good way to farm is just stay near the edge, let them spawn, and then hop out of the water where they are weak. They will jump up, they might hit you on the way, but they will jump high, and then you can kill them while they're on land. Now, you can also do this without being in this area. You can be technically on this area, or back in the wild woods. You can be on this awning and still have the Lagoon leeches spawn to come to attack you. If you do that, also be prepared because their way of jumping up is more likely to hit you on the way up. At least I've been hit one or 2 times, and when you only have so much time, it is dangerous. Once you get enough lily pads, you can just bridge your way across. I'm going to see if this is enough. Notably for this, I recommend being careful. At least when I was doing it, trying to sprint jump and place them because you don't want to sit there and grind is a bad idea, because you will very likely fall, and then if you fall, you are screwed, and you have to do the whole thing over again. So either you're very good at specifically parkouring like this, or go save up the lily pads. It took me 40 to get from there here, so I still recommend like 50, just in case maybe you came from a different spot in the water. Once you do that, you have multiple of these creatures. I don't know how I completely made the last one, but a fun fact, if you stand near the edge, the wizard will just push you off, causing you to start using your time, so don't just look out to the world and make plans. Be prepared. I have just realized something very important. Before you go there, on this far side, with this bridge that connects to West Village, says you need a Supreme Time Charm. If you talk to Dr. Edwin will let you actually do some process that I believe you need on that island of the house. So you try to talk to him just 1 or 2 times before you actually come all the way over here. I don't actually know what happens if you don't, because I push this off to the last moment. Once you get to this island, if you talk to Kay will actually allow you to be able to get a certain item that you do not see here. There's an item that you can bring back to the doctor that we previously saw. That's why you need to talk to him first, and why I forgot to say in the moment, I'm sorry about that. If you talk to him, you can sell extra lily pads because you don't need them, but you can also be tossed back to shore for 200 motes. But hopefully you still have multiple minutes left, because if you enter into this house, you come down here, down these stairs, there is another eye. This one deals 5 per second. It also has the same threshold of health of being 300. If you kill it, then you're allowed to teleport between it and the wizard tower whenever you want, meaning you can start a new run and immediately teleport back here. Now it says 5 seconds of use time. The cost to use time also includes the time it takes to break the barrier, but it's a reduced price. It took us 4 minutes of time to break the barrier by walking into it, but if we teleport to Gilman, it takes 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Not only do we save 20 seconds on just breaking the barrier, but we save more time just walking here in the first place. So it is a great idea to always pick these up, because worst case scenario, not only do you get the bonus 20 seconds from unlocking him, but you also get the bonus time of not needing to worry about anything else. Now I'm going to assume you have collected all of the Dreadhog spikes already, because if you talk to Roy, then you can sell 200 motes and 8 Spinehawk and 8 Deadhog spikes for an Enigma Soul. Or sorry, 4,000 motes and 8 spikes to get an Enigma Soul, which will give you an additional 20 seconds. I'm mentioning that now because we are here. On top of that, we also have Reed. Reed is the person who lets you be able to have multiple different thresholds for giving materials for a boat. First of all, this is where the previous task in the Wild Woods that we couldn't actually access was, which was giving 16 lava silk to get 20 bonus rift time. If you talk to him, that's how you actually do it. We couldn't actually do it yet because we didn't access this area, but now we can. Bonus 20 seconds has now been added. Now that we have completed all these activities here, we can have ourselves be thrown back by Kay, or we can teleport to the rift tower, or we can bridge back. There's a few ways. Look, this is what happens when you get thrown back. Land here, but also be prepared because there's a Deadhog that spawns like right here. Since I've already lost track of the plan with telling him Enigma Souls, I'm just going to tell more of them now. Over here we have a runic tree, which if you apply these runes in a certain pattern, and also don't get hit by Deadhogs while you are applying the runes in a certain pattern, which as you can see, they move in a group. So I forgot how you're supposed to make them look. If you can manage to rotate them all so they are all facing the tree, then that will reveal a Enigma Soul that anyone can access. I know because the first time I did it, someone opened the door and I just came by and took it. How these rift souls work is, first make sure you stop being attacked. If you click one, it will rotate it and all of its neighbors. So if you rotate this, it will rotate this one. If you rotate this one, it will rotate this and the middle one. So this is how you rotate them all in certain ways. Funny enough, if you can get them all in certain patterns, then you can just kind of ignore the whole gimmick. No, you can't. Oh, I didn't even rotate them the correct way. Now these two are rotated. Yay. You will need to have them all rotated to actually open the door. I feel like I just lucked into it the first time. I'm now completely lost. On top of that, another rift soul you can do, which is also very close to the start, so you can do this one early, is complete some parkour. I don't know how good you are at parkour, but if you complete this parkour, Then at the end of it, there is an Enigma Soul. If you fall, I believe you get teleported back. Yes, you get teleported back because the water is toxic, as its description says. Now, the question is, what happens if you don't land in the water? You're able to be fine, and nothing bad will happen, except you can't actually progress, so you still need to go back in. All the jumps are relatively easy, especially now in this area where you can't actually truly fall. But it's just these somewhat long jumps. There's no actual like head hitters or fancy ones, they're just all distant jumps. And then you have an Enigma Soul, and a way to return. It will return you out of the warped cave. Once you talk back to Dr. Edwin after you first talk to Kate, which is after you talk to Edwin, then he will be able to send you down to the leech's lair to go kill the leeches. If you teleport here, you will go down through this water and explore the rest of the area. This is where you actually fight the Leech Supreme, who shows up in the middle of this ring. This is a boss fight. You are able to get other people to help you. You do not need other people. When I was playing through it, I soloed it, didn't need anyone's help, and I think I got more than one kill? I think I could be wrong. But you still can kill it and have extra time to use those. Before you actually venture in, if you come back here, there is a waterfall here. If you go through the waterfall, you climb a bit up of the waterfall. In this hole, there is another fragment of Montezuma's soul, giving you an additional 15 seconds by doing it, which will complete the goal labeled Montezuma's third, even though this is now the second one you've gotten. So we've now slayed Hedgehogs, gotten Montezuma's third, we've talked to Reed, and we've gotten the eye. The only thing left to do is to defeat Leech Supreme. Along with also getting, we've already gotten Telkar. If not, there's a person who's on the bridge. You talk to him for 2.5 minutes. I did mention how to do it in the part 1, but you can also do it in part 2, where it actually you're supposed to. But, you know, you put it outside the barrier, we're going to talk to him. And then there's the mushroom guy, who we will see at the end. Also down here before you fight, there is Dr. Fear. Which, Fear, you are afraid. You can leave. But if you come down here, you will fight him. Now, I have slightly better gear, but overall I'm still going to fight him just the same. If you come down, you just keep hitting him. I was just walked at him and fought, and I got the number down to work. Once he gets down 1/5 of his health, which is 640, then he does a special attack. The special attacks are always planned, so you can know what's happening beforehand. The first one is this Slime Pound. It moves to an area, it throws on the ground, it causes this particle effect to come at you. You jump over it. If you get hit, you will take a bunch of damage, in this case 37.15. But I think I have stuff that reduces the damage. At least I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I never got hit by it before, so I don't know. But try not to get hit by it. That one's one of the, at least I think, easier to dodge. Try running at it so you don't take damage. The second thing is Wicked Bombs. This one, he throws these bombs around. Some of them go randomly in the arena. Some of them go right to where you are. Personally, I always found the strategy of walking along the edge, just walking, no sprinting, always kept me safe. If you get hurt by one, you get hit for 33 seconds. You also lose a bunch of time by being in the water, so don't be in the water, because that's bad. Then you have another, in between all these boss fights, you have, or in between all these special attacks, you have a wave. Now this wave is Leech Swarm. He's going to summon every leeches. He either summons an Alpha, which has 150 health, or a Swarm, which has 45 health. Now because of what weapon we have, we only do 22 damage to them, meaning it takes 3 hits, which is bad for us. He spawns, I believe, in total 2 Alphas, and I don't know how many Swarms. But, you know, it is hard to fight them, and you will probably lose some time from this. But, you know, do your best. You can win. It will just be difficult. You especially want to beat them, because after the first time, you will get a weapon upgrade, making you do 23 damage, meaning you kill those in 2 hits instead of 3. Phase 4 is now the hardest one for me. There is this laser on the ground. They will first go ground level, and then above you. There will be these 2x2 areas on the ground to hide in. You will stand in them and shift, or else you will be hit by the laser. I've constantly not been able to find them in time, not be able to get there in time, and just taken a bunch of damage. Luckily, they've all spawned right next to each other. But for example, I'm going to get hit right now, and it's 25 damage. Or is it more? Do I have anything that's reducing? I don't think I have anything that's reducing damage, but once ever you do that, then he returns, and then you get to kill the last 1/5 of his health. Once he dies, you now get 3,000 motes, you get 8 Leech Supreme Fragments, and you get teleported out of the area. Or at least teleport shortly. So we return all the way back. The only problem is, we return back on the island. And we don't need to be on the island, we want to go explore the world. But hey, Gate says hey, because we're here. Now with these Leech Supreme Fragments, we can craft multiple things. We can upgrade our safety belt into the Leech Belt, giving us 5 additional intelligence, 1 additional speed, and 20 additional seconds. I don't recommend that. We can upgrade the Leech Sword that we previously had to get 2 more speed while holding it. We get mana on hit, which I don't think we have a way to spend mana yet, by using 4 Leech Fragments. There is the Time Charm, which is the thing you need to actually complete this area. That you need 24 Hedgehog Spines, 4 Bottled Odonatas, so you need to go back and get 4 Odonatas through the process, which is luckily only 8 Leech, so it's pretty simple. You also need 32 Lily Pads, so you need to farm more Lily Pads, in case you sold them earlier. That will cost 4. So you're going to need to, if you're soloing this, kill it 3 times, because we also have a special item. Aspect of the Leech. Remember Aspect of the End? Well, unfortunately, this one's a little bit more like Aspect of the Jerry, but it is an Aspect of the End. For 128 Lily Pads and 8 Leech Supreme Fragments, you get Aspect of the Leech. Teleports 3 blocks ahead of you for 60 mana. No cooldown. Which is very nice in case, say, you fall into a hole, like I did in part 1, or if you just want to access a certain area, you can teleport up. By now, I think you just have barely not enough mana to be able to teleport twice, but you will eventually reach it, and that will be very helpful. Unfortunately, this means you will need to kill 3 leeches to actually unlock all the items that we have, but once you unlock them, the Time Charm has a special bonus. For that, you will return back to the Wizard Tower. Now, I currently don't have it, but you've all been able to talk to this NPC that was right here, which is important. Once you talk to her and you get the first Time Charm, then she goes to the Rift Gallery. You can also go to the Rift Gallery once you have the Time Charm. Spawn in this area. It looks like the old museum from the mountain, which is now moved because the hub has changed. So it's kind of funny how the layout is wrong in more than one way, because it's like a parallel to the overworld, but now the overworld changed. But we have Elise. Now Elise also tracks how many times you've joined the Rift, with it increasing in Roman numerals. If you don't know how Roman numerals work, they go I for 1, I for 2, I for 3, IV for 4, V for 5, blah blah blah. I means 1, V means 5, X means 10, L means 50, C means 100, D means 500. You stack them up next to each other, but if you have the smaller one in front of the bigger one, then that means one instance of it less than the bigger one. So you'd go, if it's 50, it's L, if it's 40, it's XL. So here I'm currently on 72. Talk to Elise and it will give messages. It will also, the first time, you will be able to get more Time Charms. You'll be able to put the Supreme Time Charm that you got into here. This will give you 100 Skyblock XP, which immediately levels you up. It will give you extra additional message, and it will play a message in chat, which I don't think... Here we go. For example, this person, this Lily, secured it will say, Riftastic, your name has secured whatever Time Charm you got, in this case Supreme Time Charm, into their gallery, GG. And some people type GG, but not everyone, not always. Once you do that, then you'll get also a bunch of additional time. Okay, I couldn't easily find the time, but I think it's 1 minute. It gives you an additional minute when you come back. After that, she will also tell you how to act. She will give you a certain necklace, the Rift Necklace. It gets more powerful the more Time Charms you have. In this case, mine is very powerful. The first part of the Rift Necklace itself gives 60 seconds, meaning you have additional 60 seconds. I also might be wrong with the Time Charms not actually doing anything on their own, and it's the necklace that gives you more, but you have the necklace from talking to Elise. So you now have the Rift Necklace, you have the Enigma Cloak, you have the upgraded version of the belt that gives 80 Rift time, you have normal chestplate, boots, and leggings, with an additional improved helmet from this adventure. You also now have an additional weapon, which does more, and you have the ability to teleport, which are all in all very good. But also, Elise tells you how to access the Rift Necklace in the overworld. Now, the overworld, you talk to the real world Elise, you say Caramel, and then you get the actual additional real-life version of the Rift necklace, instead of it being able to be transferred through inverted Cerium's item. That will give additional bonuses based on how more you get. Most importantly, it gives 1 magic find for every single time charm you have. So once you have a bunch, it gives 8 magic find, which is very nice to just have free magic find for nearly nothing. During first one, it will have 10 intelligence and 1 magic find, so not too much, but it ramps up over time, and it just only gives bonus effects, it never gets bad effects. A fun thing with Montezuma, it's always level 100, but you can left click it to see if they're visible or not, so you can make them not visible, just in case they get in the way. Additional thing with the Rift Gallery, this is where we can finally complete the Rift Guide Wildwoods that we could not complete before because we didn't have access to it. In Montezuma 2nd, a fragment is somewhere in the Rift Gallery. If we go to the one with the houses, we can click on this doorbell. It makes a noise for a doorbell, and Montezuma's fragment is here. Getting this will give us an additional 15 seconds, making this last even longer. Make sure you do that. It's okay if you forget to do it because it's very easy to go back, and I believe your time is stopped the entire time you're there. So there's no real loss to accidentally forgetting and coming back. The final Rift Soul within the Black Lagoon area is actually pretty far from the rest of the area, with this being the rest of the area. Over here, there is a mushroom guy. If you speak to him, he will say, hey, there's a Rift Soul up there, and the mushrooms last longer here, so they actually can exist for longer. The only problem is, wait, is this a... I might be forgetting this is actually a Rift Village one, but the Enigma Soul is here. You need to do parkour on these flowers all the way around. So around that rock, there will be more mushrooms. Walk down first through the red mushrooms, and then come back on the red mushrooms, taking both the red mushrooms and the trees. I forgot if that's... I think that one's actually requires you to be in the West Village, so I shouldn't have said that part. Whoops, this is what happens when you don't record the script. Record the script, guys. Once you've completed everything that you could, you should have, according to my math, 16 minutes and 45 seconds. I think I did the math wrong, because the first time I got a different number, so I am just lost at this point. It has been a while since I've been here, so I can't exactly write down the numbers. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. You will need an additional 3 minutes to enter the next area, so combined with these 2 barriers, it takes a total of 7 minutes. But the next area will be even more helpful. There's also this Coliseum that's here, but that's pretty late game. Or not pretty great game, but relative to the guides. It's going to be like part 8, part 7. Not sure if I'm doing Mirror versus its own separate area. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you all in part 3, and I'll see you around. Bye!